Welcome to the Stanford Lee Show. This episode, The 9 Circles of Musical Hell. A musical hell could have been a lot of things. It could have been a slam on many people and bands and genres. I mean, there's just so much to go after. I quickly realized I didn't want it to be one of those snarky tirades like Henry Rollins or something, or like some late night host. There's really just like a lot of good content to chase here, you know, when you think about 9 levels of hell. There's so much trivial things too that are flawed with music. I knew you'd be delighted with that, actually. Right, so Dante's Inferno is like a big map of hell with different circles for different types of sinners. So the first level is like limbo, which is basically a waiting area for people that didn't do anything wrong. It's like the reception area of hell. And then there's the second level, that's for lust, which is for all the people who couldn't keep their hands off of each other. And third, I really like this one, gluttony. It's the next, it's for people that ate too much. And then we go to 4. That's greed for people who cared more about money than anything else. And then the 5th is anger for people who had anger management issues. 6, heresy. It's for people who didn't believe in God, which is a bit unfair, really. And then 7 is violence for people who like to fight, basically. And then you've got 8 with your fraudsters, a lot of those right now, people who like to trick other people. And 9, finally, there's treachery. Yes, treachery, which is for people who betrayed their friends or loved ones. Pretty naughty, pretty bad. So there you have it. That's kind of like a summary of these different levels, and just the cursedness and surrealness of the whole place is kind of bizarre. I think that that's what people are entertained by. It's the uncertainty of, you know, is there really any, judgment that we live up to, or are we just kind of like flopping around like fish down here? But I wanted to talk more about music. This is not one of these, dreary, dismal, kind of episodes. It's things that just really peeve me, and a lot of them are just little things. Because music, you're kind of absorbed into detail. You have like a passion, something that you want to do, and then it's like there's always something that gets in the way of it. It's like it's life, it's lack of knowledge, it's your fingers feeling too fat, or like sausages or something, any number of things. But I kind of put them in order for you, so these are some of my pet peeves. I think you'll recognize some of them. First, it's terrible key signatures, like freaking F sharp. I mean, come on, it's like, what are you supposed to do with 6 sharps? It's just, it's infernal. It's torture. I can't, I'm like a band kid, so I go through and I like, put all the sharps in, because I don't know. So, yeah, try playing, Cherokee or Giant Steps in that key. It's freaking hell. And then the second one is lost cables. I lose so many damn cables. It just, I even lost something tonight, one of my remote controls, for the sofa here. And it really put me in a stressor. The third one is bad tunings. Sometimes when a band is about to break up, your guitars will start going out of tune. It's one of the foretelling signs of like a band that's not, cohesive and working right. The fourth one is cover set lists. Yeah, I got a few of my favorites, but unless it's jazz classics or something I can jam to, I really don't like dealing with all the cringy nostalgia and, people, like in pubs and stuff. It's just weird. I just like to, play music. So that's a pet peeve. 5, 5 is the boring pentatonic scales. And you'll hear a lot of those coming from me, but they're just kind of like a box that musicians can't get out of. It made me so angry, I switched to saxophone for months. I mean, just no more pentatonic scales. Yeah, so we gotta learn new things. Also, the 60 cycle hum. My production crew makes me aware of that. Sometimes I have like a problem, things just like the hum, just like somebody humming in the background, except it's this frequency that gets in your ears. And also lame genres. Actually, that was going to be the whole show, but I knew I'd have to put down so many great bands and so many great memories that people have. I don't know, I'd even have to go after bands that I like. It just would have been so unfair and so ugly. The other one is number 8, rigged singing contests. Oh, I just hate that. It's like you give me a singing contest and you put somebody talented on the show that can do, contortionist things or, a puppet act. I'll go for that every time. I just hate the cringe of singing contests. I hate all the drama. And number 9, that's clout. Our last pet peeve, it's the obsession with fame and popularity. It's like the pride that led Lucifer to fall from grace and led to his banishment in hell. It distorts our priorities and causes us to lose sight of what really matters in life. So there you have it, 9 peeves. 9 circles of musical hell. I think, I cut at some point. So where do I come into this? Well, it's kind of like a vacation, but it's taking one of those vacations to the desert or to some city that was really cool 5 years ago, and then it turns to crap. It's like one of those kind of vacations that Virgil and Dante took through hell. And they got to see all the, absurdity and cruelty and disillusionment of mankind. That really led me to thinking about, if there is a realm for heresy, it's like, what would be a heresy of music? Like, I don't know, like clashing certain chord combinations together maybe, or, I really liked, I couldn't believe it, but gospel music was kind of like the origin of rock and roll. I would definitely claim that it is. Even Ray Charles was considered heresy at some point. We listen to it today, it's kind of like, upbeat, and we kind of don't know that it came from a church. I mean, you really listen, it's like, it's that sound of, the church and that great music. So it's like taking something and putting it in another context. And I didn't realize how important that is to, really create something that puts you on edge, that creates this this new experience. And I think that's what I like about some of the metal that I'm hearing. And it just, I'll go more into some of the influences with that. But back to hell, I think that my introduction to hell is my son got this video game. And I have really good memories of it because I really got sick of some of his games. It's just like there was all these NPCs walking around, kind of staring at the screen, wanting something. Like, what is that game, Oblivion? You just have these, weird characters kind of looking at you to do something, and he'd be clicking around and spending hours on end, like upgrading his costume. And he finally got a video game that I could really like, Brutal Legend. It was just, Brutal Legend, it has Ozzy Osbourne in it. Freaking Ozzy Osbourne. That's when a video game became awesome to me. I have good memories of that, just watching that game, and it's just so sick. You've got to really enjoy it. Get a copy of it if you're into playing games and stuff. But where are we at with music? And I think that music is really kind of, a personal thing, like I've said in other episodes. But heavy metal, it's like it's heavy, it's metal. I mean, come on, what's not to like about it? So I think that committing heresy, I'm back to this heresy thing. Do you mind? I'm back to this freaking heresy thing, because I'm obsessed with that. Like, how do you make a transgression in music something impure and wicked? I think you really do have to put styles together that just don't freaking belong. And I think that that was being done in the 80s, way before some of this stuff that you hear now. I think that true metal is kind of that pop thing that you have on one side, and then this heavy thing that kind of comes from hell or some unknown place on the other, and you combine the two. That's why Ghost BC is so awesome. Yeah, I think they try to be an abomination, and their themes are very dark. But I listened to one of their songs the other day, and I could swear I could hear a Lionel Richie song and a Scorpion song in the same arrangement. No, you listen closely, it's there. It's just like, it's like they do these things as Easter eggs to kind of, put it in there and bug us, but, make us nuts. I think that the record labels that have been true through the years with this kind of music are Napalm Records and Nuclear Blast. I've always been into that, and all the cool stuff comes from that. So it's kind of like when a band like Ghost comes along, I'm like thrilled. But I've been listening to that kind of music anyway, so it's not unfamiliar to me. I think that they took it to a different level and introduced it to a broader audience. Moving on through here, I wanted to kind of get into my own thing. I put together this wonderful arrangement, and it's crazy. I did kind of use this formula, and this is not something that I pulled out of, like some AI machine or something. I really was kind of listening to, bands that are doing this well, and you do hear this pop, you do hear this metal kind of combined, really strange, influences. So you'll see kind of my starter kit for this kind of metal heresy, I'll call it. I was really listening to, in the production, to Rick Allen, trying to get the drums heavy and gated sounding, where it sounds like it's in a canyon. Also, Roger Taylor's drumming of Queen. I went to some of the guitar books that I guess kids were looking at in the 80s, like they call them the Grimoire books, and also Greg Howe's book, Speed That Kills, or Speed Kills, or Speed's Killer, I don't know. But anyway, good stuff. Let's try some stuff. So I want you to hear this song, 9 Circles of Hell. This is the guitar part that I've been working on. I'll kind of break that down for you. Hey, I had a great time. I hope you liked the show and the energy of that track. And while you're down there, give us a like, a subscribe, bang that bell, enjoy some of the content on our social media. It really helps our show. And thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time on the Stanford Lee Show.